Here we go with a look at our grain market activity up to the moment with our quotes provided by Bar Chart. Here we go with a look at corn first. On the corn market, remember, we opened up about 9 cents higher. Pretty spectacular open. Well, now we're 11 higher. And December now trading at 6.89 and a quarter, only one tick from its high of the day, right in the middle of harvest. On the soybean trade, you have November now 6 1/4 higher. It had sold off early on, and now it's almost on the high of the day at 14.67 1/2. Also, harvest underway in soybeans right now, or at least getting that way. On the wheat trade in Chicago, December 33 3/4 higher at 8.64 1/4. That's within a penny of its high of the morning session here so far. In Kansas City, wheat, December 30 1/2 higher at 9.40 1/4. Well, heck, that's on the high of the day. On the spring wheat market, we have December 18 3/4 higher at 9.37, just 2 ticks from its daily high. And in cotton, you have the December contract going the other way. It's down 179 points at 94.25 cents per pound. So having a little pressure continuing here in the cotton market so far. Oh, it's that time of the week where we call on Mr. Ben Hushon. He is with the mill. He is based in Whitehall, Maryland. It's time for our weekly update on, well, conditions in the mid-Atlantic region when it comes to agriculture. All right, have we reached harvest time or not yet?
Good morning, Marlin. We have, if you remember last Tuesday at this time, we were talking, it had just finished raining an inch and a half, was still wet. But that tide has changed, and the sun has come out ever since the Wednesday of last week. Some combines got rolling on Thursday, Friday. You could just see as the days went along. I don't know if the corn got dry or you couldn't stand watching the neighbor run when they weren't running, or a combination. But combines definitely got real serious here over the weekend and yesterday and today. So dry weather, and corn is pretty much spread all over the place, anywhere from 15% to 30% as folks try to see where they can get started.
So when they're out there harvesting, are they surprised pleasantly or disappointed in what they're finding yield-wise this year?
I would say both. We found some pockets. Was up in York County yesterday with the Gross brothers, and I knew it had been dry in some areas, and we saw some below average yields. And then there's, as we talked, again, that doesn't indicate a below average farmer. It just indicates a below average weather. I mean, these fellas spend all kinds of money and take all this risk, but ultimately we're reminded years like this that the Mother Nature and the weather is the biggest influencer on yield. So we're also seeing some folks send us some pictures where they had plenty of rain, and they're up in that 180, 200 range. So it's going to be all over this year. It's going to be more about what the weather did than what the farmers did in many cases, it looks like.
Well, those are some gorgeous photos and some neat video that you sent us of active corn harvest going on in that area out there. I think back, Ben, on when planting season came up, and in preparation for that, I know you have a unique situation there around the Chesapeake Bay where farmers have restrictions on when they can put fertilizer on in the spring. And we were wondering if there would even be availability of fertilizer. What's the outlook as farmers plan ahead now past harvest and get ready for next year?
Well, that's funny you asked that, because when I stopped to see Gross's yesterday, that was the first question that one of the owners, Russ, asked me was, should we be spreading fertilizer this fall? And you mentioned the videos. I can't not mention Justin Sievers, the one that ran the drone. I have not added that to my repertoire for Tuesday morning, so don't get too excited for that high-quality picture. But fertilizer availability looks pretty good. It's just the daggone, it's like everything else we try to buy in and out of agriculture right now. The price is so inflated, but it's if you're going to grow a good crop of corn, you sure can't cut the fertilizer short. So I think there's going to be a lot of fertilizer spread this fall.
Interesting. If they can get it, yeah, some folks don't want to pass it up. All right, thanks, Ben, for the update. I appreciate that very much, and best wishes and safe times for everybody out there as they now dive into harvest. Ben Hushon of the Mill in Whitehall, Maryland, will be back in a moment, and we'll take a look at the latest cattle and hog market activity.